Have home prices bottomed out? Let's take a look at that. So, a company called CoreLogic, they are a leading industry, uh, a leader in the real estate industry. They do lots of research. They have thousands of employees that looks into, uh, you know, all the different analytics of real estate marketing. They have come out and they said that they have predicted that the home values have already bottomed out, and we've gone through a housing market recession already, and the home prices are already back in a growth market, that we've already bottomed out. They what the data they're using is, I think it was like September through like January, we saw a decline in home values because of interest rates. Because the interest rates, you know, more than doubled in like less than 6 months there, from like, I think, first of the year to the second half of 2022. Went from like 3% all the way up to like 7%. So that caused the beginning of a decline. But then they noticed in February we started a growth model again. Now I can tell you by that jives with everything I've seen in the real estate market. Everything kind of slowed down throughout the second half of 2022. We all kind of thought, okay, well, it's a very different market. Then all of a sudden January hit, things started going up, and then it just kept on going up into February. So February they know now there's a report coming out April 25th, but the executives already come out and said we don't really even need to see that report at this point. We're going to go ahead and call it. The market's bottomed out. We're in home prices are going to just keep on going up at this point. So the now I'm not here to tell you whether they're right or wrong yet. I'm going to tell you a little bit what my opinion is, and the reality is nobody knows for sure. This What we've learned in the past 3 years is that nobody can tell for sure, and things are constantly changing based on outside circumstances. We had a worldwide pandemic that had a huge influence in the housing market. The all the different responses to that has had an effect on inflation, the housing market, and interest rates. Interest rates have a dramatic effect on that. We had a couple banks collapse here recently, which had a pretty dramatic influence on the interest rates for a very short moment, and then it seemed like everything stabilized real quick. But so there's a lot of factors that we're waiting out to see. So it seems like a lot of things could totally affect the housing market here in the upcoming year. But as of right now, all things being equal, it looks like home prices are going to just keep going up, and there's really uh, nothing I can see in the future that right now, with everything being the same, that's actually going to start the decline again. I mean, I think inflation will have to slow down. So I don't know that we're going to see the dramatic increases we've seen, but I think we're going to keep on seeing increases. So this is an interesting thing, because what really drives the housing market is supply and demand, and here's a number you want to keep your eye on is we are still, I think it's what, $1.5 million, 1.5 million homes short of what we need, what would meet consumer demand right now, nationally in the United States, short. So what that says is supply is down, so demand is up, which means prices are up. Prices are going to keep going up as long as that supply and demand. We basically just have a shortage of houses. So the way we overcome that is we have to keep on building. So there's a lot of building going on, but due to labor shortages, material cost, and the interest rates, really are just carrying a lot of builders right now too. Uh, we're not getting houses built at the pace that we can't need to make any true impact on that housing shortage. So, with all that being said, I'd say it's pretty safe to say that for the moment, home prices that have bottomed out, and we are back on the incline. I think in Kansas City, uh, they barely dipped at all, and started going at this point. Kansas City, I think, is an even more aggressive market than a lot of the other markets right now. It's in a very growth mindset. The month supply has always been well below the national average. And I think there's just a lot of great things going on in Kansas City, which is causing a lot of people to move in this direction. So that's great. I think like the NFL draft, we got the our NFL for our Super Bowl team is a premier team in the NFL. We got lots of other things going on in the Kansas City area that just kind of make it an ideal spot to land. And so I really think that Kansas City market is going to stay strong for a while. So, anyways, home prices do look like they've bottomed out. Leading industry, CoreLogic, they've said as much. They've said it so as much. Now, my big but is that things could still happen that will affect, that can make dramatic, and on a dime, something can happen that's going to have a huge impact on the housing market and totally change that on a dime. But for now, the way I see the projections, bottom prices have gone down. Bottom prices have already bottomed out. We're back on the growth. And so right now, you're still at a point right now where you can sell your house for top dollar as of, and that should stay the same. That being said, if you're looking to buy a house, the best time to buy a house was yesterday. The second best time to buy a house is today. Because if home prices keep going up, that means tomorrow it's going to it's going to be more and more expensive. Not to mention, you buy a house today and the prices keep going up. You keep on getting equity as those prices go up. So, uh, yesterday was the best time to buy a house. That's gone. Today's the next best time to buy a house. If you're looking to do that, give us a call. You can give me a call at 913-358-5569, or you can text me at that number as well. If you're looking to sell a house, want to get top dollar for your house right now, looking for some different options to make that happen, give me a call again at 913-358-5569. Hope to hear from you all soon. I hope this information met you well, and let's talk.